Alright guys, in the mind of David Gilmour, Comfortably Numb, I just did a live feed kind of talking to like about 200 people, which is amazing, showing you what was coming up, discussing my new pedal. Alright, so like I got a new pedal because I knew I was going to do David Gilmour, and I had to get one that had some sustain, so I bought one. But I'm not going to tell you. One of my live people who watch is going to tell you. They'll put it right in the comments what kind of pedal I got. And I love the pedal. So let's get to it. In the mind of David Gilmour for the Comfortably Numb, the ending guitar solo. The reason we did the ending, or I did the ending guitar solo, is because if you're going to be playing Comfortably Numb live, you're going to need to hit that middle guitar solo note for note. People are expecting it, okay? But when we get to the end and the song fades out, or you can kind of like keep it going, you will have the ability to improvise and keep it like tight, sounding like David Gilmour. So we're going to get into his mindset of what's really happening. You know, it's a simple chord progression. It can start off simply as a guitar solo, but it's going to get more complex when you really look into it. Okay? I'll be right back. Hold on for a second. I'm back. I had to shut my door. All right, so here we go. The ending progression to David Gilmour's, or to Pink Floyd's Comfortably Numb, is a B minor, an A, we got a G, G/F sharp. I kind of came off a sequence. G/F sharp to an E minor and back to the B minor. Okay, so I'll play one more time. You have B minor, A, G, walk it to the E minor, and back to the B minor. I hope I said that right. Okay, so enough about that. So, the people who got a little sneak peek of my live broadcast will also know, because I asked them a question, is what key are we in? And that's an important question. What key is this song in, or this movement in? So when you look at it, I'll tell you right now what the answer is, and then we'll dissect it. We are in the key of D, but why is it in the key of D? Well, I'll explain. On the screen, right about like here, right about now, okay, I'm going to put up the chords in the key of D, and they are, as you can see, the first chord is D major, and then we have E minor, and then we have F sharp minor, and then we have G, we have A, we have B minor, all right, then you have C sharp diminished, which you want to get to, we'll get there, okay, but those are the chords. All right, so now, here, if you look, the number 1 chord is D, all right, and number 2 chord is E minor, 3 chord is F sharp minor, 4 and 5, G and A, and the 6 being the B. The 6 is a relative minor, so here we have a chord progression that starts on the relative minor, okay, which means that it's going to sound dark and sinister and thick and stuff like that. So here we go. So we have the B minor, all right, and then it goes to 6, and it goes down to a 5, it goes to the A, and then it goes to a 4, and it walks briefly to the 3. You know, it kind of like boom, boom, just kind of teases it into that minor second, and back home to the 6. So we have a 6, 5, 4. We're going to walk over the 3, 2 progression. Okay, so how do we solo over this? Well, okay, so since we have a relative minor, we're starting with 6. We're going to use the relative minor scale. Now, David Gilmour himself, the master of a pentatonic. I mean, a true master of pentatonic. So we're going to work in a pentatonic and show you how he works out of it and does all the stuff that goes with it. So let's get to the pentatonic. So we have our B minor pentatonic. Now, for those of you who watch my videos, you know that B minor pentatonic is the same as a D major pentatonic. Boom! Jackpot, right? Great, we're in the same key. B minor and D major are the same key, and I already did that whole fancy screen thing. So here we go. We have our B minor pentatonic. So now I can start my looper, okay, and I can turn on my new distortion pedal, and without any care in the world, and I hope you can hear my voice, rule number 1 of a pentatonic is that it always sounds good. That's rule number 1. I mean, when whoever designed a pentatonic said, we need a scale that always sounds good, and they said, this is it. So, if you listen, I'm just going to play random notes on pentatonic, and nothing will sound bad. Here we go. so I was just literally going nuts on it, and it sounds good. So, okay, so David Gilmour, smart guy, he says, you know what, I'm going to come off the scale that always sounds good. But now he starts manipulating it. Look at our first chord. All right, our first chord is a B minor. So now, we're going to start talking about notes. We have a B right here, B. We have a B here, root note, root note, root note, root note. Again, for the people who would like it, there will be a chart linked in the description section underneath this video. All right, so we have a B, and a B. Cool. All right, so when we start the B, okay, you hit the B. And then next chord, A. Okay, well, where's an A? We have an A on the, 7th fret on the D string, or this 10th fret of the B string. So here, I'm going to turn my distortion, and here's the loop again, and I'm going to hit the B, solo and pentatonic, A, solo and pentatonic. We have a lot more to do. Here we go. Okay, my God, I'm like drumming with my feet here. All right, so you can see how hitting the B with the B and the A with the A works as long as you know where it is, right? All right, so now we have that, and my phone's going off right now, a lot of notifications. All right, so now then we have our G that walks down to the E. All right, well, we don't have a G in this pentatonic, just to let you know. Okay, the G is here. All right, I'm not giving the finger, but if you look here, we have a G here. That's not in our pentatonic. It's in our minor scale, which we'll get to, but it's not in our pentatonic. And here. So if I needed a G and it wasn't the pentatonic, well, you can manipulate your pentatonic. You can take this note here and you can bend it up. Okay, so what I did is it's a G. I'm taking the F sharp that's here, bending it up to a G, releasing it, coming down to the E, which is here, which is this part. So now listen for that in my guitar solo. Hitting the B, the A, manipulating a G with a bend, and then following the progression. Craziness. That sounded awesome, right? So now we're starting off simply. We have a pentatonic. We know the notes of the progression, all right? And we're trying to manipulate our scale to hit the notes in that progression. You have your B's. You have your A's. We don't have a G, so you take that F sharp, which is here. You're going to bend it up to G. And then to the F sharp, G, F sharp, E, G, F sharp, E. Or if you want to, here's your F sharp. Let's see what it sounds like, bending the G. And there's your E there. Everything we've marked in the chart below. So here you have a manipulation of a pentatonic to hit the notes that we're working with and to bend into or slide into or just kind of get the notes that we don't have in it. So I'll play it one more time, and all I'm doing is what I just said, manipulating the pentatonic to hit the right notes at the right time, and then manipulating the scale to hit a note that we don't have. Okay. Forever. All right, so now let's get a little bit more intact. All right, so first and foremost, you know what we're doing there. Part 2. Here's part 2. Part 2. Let's use the full minor scale, shall we? Now, we use the full minor scale sparingly, to emphasize a chord progression. Now, this is David Gilmour's like rule. He sparingly puts this stuff in. He's very heavy on the pentatonic, manipulates it quite well. But let's talk about the full scales. We have 7, 9, 10, 7, 9, 10, 7, 9. 6, 7, 9. I do the whole time. 7, 8, 10, 7, 9, 10. All right. So I'm going to do the same exact thing I was doing before. But now what I'm going to do is when I'm going to hit those chord tones, I don't need to manipulate this one anymore. I can if I want to, but I can hit the G if I want to right here. also, when I'm holding a note, I can like kind of sew together with a little bit of that minor scale. So this is part 2. Heavy on the major pentatonic, sewing a little bit together with the minor scale. Here we go. Pedal's awesome, and you'll know what it is by the people who tell you in the comments, because they know. All right, last but not least, and I hope this is enjoyable, is that David Gilmour is not unlike any other guitar player in terms of smart guy. So now what he's going to do is he's going to use that minor scale to his advantage. Now he's building the foundation of pentatonic mastery, sewing it together with some minor scale notes, but again, sewing together his lines. He's not really banking on the minor scale, he's still banking on the pentatonic. Now what he's going to do is he's going to use the chord tones, boop, 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 okay, of the chords being played. So B minor. Now this is where the chart will be handy if you want it, okay? So we have these notes. Okay, that's my B minor chord right there. So when I'm soloing, I'm going to sit, play pentatonics, but really work in the notes of that chord, that B minor. Now here's the fun one, the A. Okay, D-shaped chord right here on that 9th fret. 9, 10, 9. Alright, you're going to see what I do in a second, okay? I'm going to use that guy. That guy's the best, okay? It's not in our pentatonic, it is in the minor, but he's going to play this D-shaped chord on the 9th fret. Now just to let you know, I forgot to mention this, all of the chords that we're using are in the key of D. Now we're using the relative minor, which is a B minor, but all of the notes for all of the chords are in this scale. So right in this little tiny scale, you can find all the chord tones if you want to. So there's your A. For your G chord, oh snap, boom, 2 frets back, all right? And then for your E minor chord, we're going to base it off of this guy here. You can use 7, 8, 9, okay? And again, this chart would have it all there. So I have my B minor chord tones right there. I can see them when I'm playing. I have my G chord, my A chord tones, my G chord tones, right? Then I have my E minor chord tones. Heck, if I want them all, they're all on that scale. You'll see it, okay? All right, and back to the B. So now, here is me using pentatonics, sewing together some moments where I stall with some minor scale trickery, and then topping it off with notes of the actual chords being played at the time. Here we go. Okay, here we go. As a little teaser, all I did there was take my never lost pentatonic, right? My never lost. Right? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go see the one video that like took off on the internet, okay? The never lost pentatonic, but I did it as a minor scale. And I just played with that up the neck. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the In the Mind of David Gilmour ending solo to Comfortably Numb. It was a pleasure working with you. I hope it made sense. Check out my other videos of In the Mind Of or anything. I swear that some of them will help you. Going live today before this video, I think I'm going to do it every time. I'm going to broadcast my little pre-production routine, and I thank you all for being part of and watching the Stitch Method. Bye-bye.